what's up you guys, it's Annie. Welcome back to my channel where I help you to turn your YouTube channel into a success. And in this video, I'm answering all of you guys' questions about my equipment and my YouTube setup. So everything like what camera I use, how I get my blurry backgrounds, how I get my super high quality audio and the lighting in my videos, essentially every single piece of my 4K quality YouTube setup. However, first there are two little disclaimers and warnings I want to set. Number one, I'm in no way, shape, or form a techie or one of those like YouTube equipment comparison channels or review channels. So please don't watch this video and make notes on my equipment as if I know all the ins and outs of equipment or as if my choices are the best or only choices, because I am not and they are not. No matter what cameras or microphones you choose to use for your videos, that is totally up to personal preference and what you need and what you need it for, and also what your budget is for your equipment. And then my second warning is that I actually never buy cameras or equipment based off of YouTube reviews or comparisons, not because I ever think that channels like Think Media are lying or trying to deceive people, but mostly just because those videos are usually either sponsored or gifted, meaning these creators are either paid by the brand or sent free products to kind of like pump them up or talk about them, in which case those videos are more in the favor of the brands and the products and less for the viewers. So what I did, what I suggest anybody shopping for cameras or equipment should do, is I went to my local Best Buy and basically told the guy, I'm a YouTuber, I'm shopping for a camera and lens and microphone for that purpose, and he basically helped me find a whole little bundle of equipment that was tailor-made to my needs and what I was looking for, which I personally think is much better to do, because in that case those people are paid to actually help you and find things that are best for you, not just what is best for those brands or those companies. So those are my two little warnings I wanted to set. So now as for what cameras and equipment I chose for my videos and why I chose each one of them. So starting off with my camera. So for my videos, I use the Canon M6 Mark II. I know some people have a vlog camera and sit down camera and cinema camera, but I only use one for everything to make things a lot cheaper and more budget friendly. And as for how I actually chose this camera, there are three main things that really like drew me to it and made me like really love this camera. So number one is the size. This camera is super teeny, so it's perfect for vlogging and sit down videos, for taking Instagram pictures, also taking on photo shoots or other types of like photography or video outings, because it's super tiny, fits in your hand, and also pretty much any type of bag. So whether you want to keep it in your backpack or your purse, it is literally the perfect size. So then the second thing I absolutely fell in love with this camera, which was absolutely priority number one when shopping for my camera, is the autofocus. So my first camera was the Canon 70D, and in layman's terms, that video did not have enough focal points. So if I would ever like move around while I was filming the video, I was automatically out of focus and it took forever to get back into focus. Whereas with this camera, no matter where I move, if I move around, the focus is going to follow me everywhere and I will always stay in focus. And if I were to hold something up in front of the camera, it changes automatically to that and then back to me when I move it, which is just such a relief when you're filming, because I can't even tell you how many videos I filmed on that camera where I was literally out of focus the entire time. So now I just have this sort of like sense of relief to know that no matter what with this camera, I am always in focus. And then the third reason I chose this camera is for its 4K quality, which is something a lot of YouTubers are now shopping for. Basically for two different reasons. Number one, because it has been proven that 4K videos actually rank higher on YouTube. So if you were to search for something on YouTube, whether it's a clothing haul or a day in my life vlog, no matter what, usually the top ranked videos are higher quality. So if you film your videos in 4K, usually your video is going to have a higher chance of ranking in search. And I can most definitely safely say I have seen this proven on YouTube. And the second reason I really wanted a 4K camera is that you will hear a lot of people call 4K cameras future-proof, because as you can see on the new TVs coming out, new computers coming out, new cameras coming out, even new iPhones, pretty much every single new device coming out now has a 4K capability, because that is the future of technology. So that further down the road, when 1080p or 420p is no longer good enough, I already have a 4K camera. So basically I've already made my investment, and when everybody else is shopping for 4K, I already have my 4K camera. So that in a nutshell are all the reasons why I shopped for a 4K camera and why I love this one. So now I've also gotten a ton of questions on how do you get a blurry background behind you in your videos, which pretty much all comes down to the lens of your camera. So over the time I've had my channel, I've had quite a few blurry background lenses. I've had the Canon 50mm 1.8, then I switched to the Sigma 30mm 1.4, and now I have the Sigma 16mm 1.4. And essentially what all those numbers mean is the 1.4 and 1.8 is the f-stop or the aperture, where basically the closer you get to 0, the blurrier the background. So most default lenses have a f-stop of 5.6 or 3.6, which is a pretty unblurry background, whereas if you buy a lens that has a 1.8 or 1.4, that makes the background really, really blurry. However, the main reasons why I ditched the 50mm and the 30mm is that the millimeter basically tells you how far away you have to be from the camera. So by having a 30mm or 50mm, I had to be super, super far away from the camera or I'd be really zoomed into the video, which doesn't really look all that good. And because I was sitting so far away from the camera, my microphone kind of picked up really, really bad audio, which is not that great for the audio quality of my videos. So I switched to the 16mm, which still gives me the super blurry background, but also allows me to sit a whole lot closer to my camera, so my audio is unaffected. So for me, after a bunch of trial and error, the 16mm 1.4 was the best lens for me, and the one I've been using for probably close to 6 or 7 months now, and it's my absolute favorite. So now speaking of audio, this for me is the make or break of any video's quality, because if any video I watch has a super, super bad audio quality, that automatically makes any video super, super hard to watch. And I've gone through many, many microphones in my entire YouTube journey. I've gone from the Blue Yeti microphone to a lavalier microphone to a shotgun microphone, just trying to find what would work best. And in my opinion, the Blue Yeti is an awesome microphone for podcasting or for video walkthrough voiceovers. But I personally think for microphones like that, you have to be super knowledgeable in audio filters and audio editing, which I just didn't really have knowledge in. So that microphone was not the best for me. So then I jumped down into a lavalier microphone, which is those ones that hook up onto your shirt. And that one had really, really good quality. But the main issue was that my necklaces would keep hitting it or my hair would get in the way, which would really, really mess with the audio quality. And then the other issue with both the Blue Yeti and the lavalier microphone is that I would have to record my audio separate from the video and then sync them both up in editing, which took forever and it never ever sounded good. So then into microphone change number 3, I found the one that was perfect for me in my videos, which is the Rode Video Micro Shotgun, which actually plugs directly into the camera and hooks up onto the bottom of the camera so that it stays perfectly in place while I am recording. And the quality of this audio in this microphone is so, so incredible. And my favorite thing about this microphone is that I live in suburban Montreal, so when I'm filming, I'm gonna have recycling trucks and construction, and this microphone actually separates my voice from any other noise, so it basically blocks out any other noise and focuses only on my voice and what I'm saying in my videos. And also because the microphone is directly plugged into the camera, and because this microphone is directly plugged into the camera, whenever I film my videos, that is automatically the audio that syncs up to the video, so I no longer have to sync up my audio or edit the audio, it does it all itself. So for all of those reasons, this microphone is my favorite thing in the world and the one I use in every single video. Which then brings us to one of the most important pieces of equipment in my entire setup, which is my lighting. The very last thing I want to be worried about is whether or not I can film if it's too dark outside. If it's a rainy day, or if the natural lighting just isn't good on that day, or if I have to randomly film at night rather than during the day. But definitely on a tight budget at the time, I did not have the money for a $300 Diva ring light or a full-on news station lighting setup. So I eventually landed on the Neewer Studio ring light on Amazon, which was literally $75 for the ring, the stand, the diffusers, literally the entire kit was under $75. And let me tell you, the lighting quality of this thing is next level. So this is what the video looks like with my ring light on, and then this is my video without a ring light. So as you can tell, that is a massive difference, and I definitely would not have the same quality without it. It definitely took me some time to figure out what is the best height and what's the best angle for the ring light, but once I had that figured out, it was absolutely perfect lighting that requires absolutely no extra editing. And then speaking of editing, the very last thing in my whole little video making setup is my editing software. So I get asked probably 12 times a day, what do you use to edit your videos? And the answer is I use Final Cut Pro. So for the longest time at the very beginning of my channel, I used iMovie until I felt the need for an upgrade. So there are literally over like 10 million different apps and editing softwares. This is just the one that fit me best and the one I like best. I really think that picking your editing software comes down to your personal editing style and which one allows you to do it and express it and enjoy it. And for me, that was Final Cut Pro. And while some people may think it is absolutely absurd to spend over $300 on an editing software, YouTube is my job, my passion, my hobby, my favorite thing to do. So getting Final Cut was really more of an investment into my job and my passion project. But to those of you who ask me every single day, my editor is Final Cut Pro. So that, you guys, is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it answered all of your questions. Thank you all for watching. Love you all to the moon and back, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!